Today's Holocaust Remembrance Day.
Right.
Rabbi Radler of this Sons of David military academy praised Adolf Hitler.
What?
Yeah, get ready for it. Let's just watch it and then we'll talk about it.
כיצד הם רואים את השואה? זהו הרב גיורא רדלר, וזו ההגדרה שלו לשואה. שימו לב לשיעור המדהים הזה, תחת הכותרת היחס לשואה. כך הוא מחנך את תלמידיו על הנאצים ועל היטלר.
ההיגיון של הגרמנים הוא נכון יחסית לעצמם. זאת אומרת שקבוצה מסוימת באוכלוסייה היא זרע הפורענות לכל האנושות, בגללה כל האנושות תלך לאבדון, הם מרעים לאנושות ולכן צריך להשמיד אותם. האידיאולוגיה הזאת נשמעת לך לא הגיונית? רעה מאוד.
זה לא נשמע מוסרי.
משה רבינו, אכזרי רשע כמו היטלר? לא. למה לא? משנה לך אם הורגים אותך עכשיו מסכין או כמו שהרגו את הגג או שהורגים אותך בתא גזים, סליחה.
התלמידים נדהמים, מנסים לסתור את הרב, והוא ממשיך בשלו.
בוא נתחיל מהשאלה אם היטלר צודק או לא. הוא האדם הכי צודק שיש. ודאי שהוא צודק כל מילה שהוא אומר. באידיאולוגיה שלו הוא צודק.
Wow.
Hey, Dr. Michael Brown, I'm waiting to see your response to today's edition of True News. Maybe you'll finally come out of Zionism. So when I warn that the Zionists have a final solution for the Palestinian people, I'm not exaggerating it. I am convinced that they have a final solution. If they are permitted to carry out their plan, they will kill all the Palestinians.
And they'll think it's righteous. They'll think it's approved. They'll think it's something that they should do.
And America's Christian Zionists will say it's the will of God.
Would they really do that?
Yes. The Christian Zionists in America would justify genocide of the Palestinians because they're not Christian, they're Zionists. Because the people of Israel voted to elect the Nazis.
Yes.
The Netanyahu Nazis.
I think something odd is happening right now. It's either that some of these statements, these hidden statements that were happening all along are finally coming out, or the individuals that are proud of this ideology are so brazen. They're going to the media. They're allowing their statements. Like, for example, the Notre Dame rabbi. Remember him?
Yes.
His statement, that was during an interview.
They're turning it up.
He published we found out about it. It was published in an Israeli paper.
The election, here's the two things. Donald Trump's election, and then I'll say three things, with the Christian Zionism support in America, and then Netanyahu's strong re-election. Those three things together is emboldening to just come out and say, this is who we are. This is what we believe. This is what we're doing. And they're over the next, if they're not stopped over the next 10 years, German Nazism will pale in significance to Israeli Nazism.
I just realized in that metaphor you've laid out that Palestine is Poland. I mean, the West Bank, Gaza, it's Poland. Syria is another of the countries, Belgium, it's Poland.
Why do you say that?
Because the Nazis, everyone underestimated the Nazis before they started actually physically invading other countries. They were like 75 to 80% fully implementing the Nazi ideology in society at that point. But it could have been confronted before then. But once they invaded Poland, that's when the British, the French, even the Americans said, we have to maybe do something about this. It was too late at that point. Yeah, it led to World War II.
They had the Olympics. They held the Olympics there. And there was still no... Hitler was on the cover of Time magazine.
It was Man of the Year.
Man of the Year. It didn't come in like a beast. It came in like a regular political movement.
Yes. I have a magazine, December 1940, Time magazine, and it was their Christmas issue, and the article said 800,000 Christians in Nazi concentration camps.
Wow.
800,000 Christians in Nazi concentration camps, and yet you ask Christians in America, were there any Christians in the concentration camps? Yeah. They say no. There were nearly 1 million in 1940.
Yes, right. I believe that.
Now, I want to ask Edward, you mentioned Poland. This has a personal importance to you. Why?
My grandma was in a concentration camp.
Your grandmother?
My Polish grandmother was put in a concentration camp by the Soviets. All right, this is before the beginning of World War II, before Poland was necessarily annexed. The point is the Polish were the first real Holocaust group. They were divided between the Germans and the Soviets. My grandmother was taken by the Soviets, put in a concentration camp in Siberia, okay? This is very personal. My family almost was extinguished. We were almost exterminated. I maybe wouldn't not even be here. It was my grandma escaping that concentration camp.
And the Soviet Communist Party was founded and run by Bolshevik Jews.
That's right.
All right, so that's the fact.
And we talk about this.
And they killed tens of millions of Christians in Russia.
Exactly. And we talk about this ideology of this goyim, right? Well, when they scream, we want Mashiach now, and you keep on saying that that's their Messiah to come back as a political leader, they believe that these goyim will be their slaves when this comes.
Yes, in fact, one of these articles refers to this
Messianic values.
Yes,
I have them in front of me.
yes, that they're teaching the future soldier, the future military officers Messianic values, which means that they are instilling in these Israeli military officers a view that the Jewish Messiah will be a military conqueror.
Yes.
And that's
why
what
they
Judas wants.
rejected Jesus.
That's what Judas wanted.
Well, that's why they rejected Jesus.
Yes.
He came as a peace, and you know, and they wanted
a warrior.
They wanted to kill Romans.
Yes.
All right. And so they're looking for a military leader. Ben Shapiro said he's looking for a military Messiah.
Right. New York, June the 6th, 1915. Since the destruction of the temple in Jerusalem, the Jewish people have had no darker page in their history than that which the Russian government is writing today. 6 million Jews, one half of the Jewish people throughout the world, are being persecuted, hounded, humiliated, tortured, starved. October the 18th, 1918, and the article is called $1 billion fund to rebuild Jewry. There it is. 6 million souls will need help to resume normal life when war is ended. There's again. 6 million Jews need help. The New York Times, September the 8th, 1919, and the article is called Ukrainian Jews Aim to Stop Pogroms. Mass meeting hears that 127,000 Jews have been killed and 6 million are in peril. 6 million. And down the article, there it is. We come out now before the world with a determined slogan, "Those pogroms must stop," said the President in his annual message. It is only a question of holding these facts continually before the civilized world. We must not permit the world to slumber. This fact that the population of 6 million souls in Ukraine and in Poland have received notice through action and by word that they are going to be completely exterminated. You literally cannot make this up. 6 million souls completely exterminated. 6 million. This is the next newspaper. In the New York Times, November the 12th, 1919. The article is called Tells Sad Plight of Jews. Felix M. Warburg says they were the worst sufferers in the war. There it is here. The successive blows of contending armies have all but broken the back of European Jewry, he said, and have reduced to tragically unbelievable poverty, starvation and disease. About 6 million souls, or half the Jewish population of the earth. The Constitution of Atlanta, February 23rd, 1920. There it is. He called upon the Atlanta Jews to arise to the occasion and to contribute to the emergency fund in order that the lives of 6 million of Jewish people may be saved. 6 million of Jewish people may be saved. I'll go further down. Rabbi Mark speaks. Rabbi Marx made an eloquent plea for generous responses to the call of the representatives of the Jewish Relief Fund. He drew a graphic picture of the starvation and suffering of the 6 million Jews who live in Eastern Europe and Palestine. The article is called "The Jewish War Aid Gets $100,000 Gift." There it is. The Fund for Jewish War Sufferers in Central and Eastern Europe, where 6 million face horrifying conditions of famine, disease and death, was enriched yesterday by a contribution of $100,000 from Nathan Strauss. Where 6 million face horrifying conditions of famine, disease and death. There's an article called "Jewish War Aid Gets $100,000 Gift" in the New York Times, Friday, May the 7th, 1920. New York Times, July 20th, 1921. And the article is called "Begs America Save 6 million in Russia. Massacre threatens all Jews as Soviet power wanes, declares Kreinin, coming here for aid." Look at that. Russia's 6 million Jews are facing extermination by massacre. As the famine is spreading, the counter-revolutionary movement is gaining, and the Soviets' control is waning. Now, this is one of the biggest articles of the lot. This is 1921, 12 years before Adolf Hitler ever set foot in the government. Look at that. The Gazette, Montreal, December the 29th, 1931. And the article pretty much speaks up for itself. 6 million Jews face starvation. 6 million. 6 million Jews in Eastern Europe face starvation, and even worse, during the coming winter. There we go. New York Times. But this is dated 1936, Sunday, May the 31st, 1936. This does not say the 6 million Jews, but it does say Holocaust. The New York Times, May the 31st, 1936. And the article is called "Americans Appeal for Jewish Refuge." The petition, in expressing the opinion of enlightened Christian leadership in the United States favouring a larger Jewish immigration into Palestine, stressed the intolerable sufferings of the millions of Jews in the European Holocaust. The European Holocaust in 1936, before the Second World War even started. The New York Times, February 23rd, 1938. And the article is called "Jewish Teachers Chided by Isaacs." And is "A Jewish Tragedy Pictured." A depressing picture of 6 million Jews in Central Europe deprived of protection or economical opportunities, slowly dying of starvation, all hope gone, was presented to the teachers by Jacob Tarshish. The Jewish tragedy started when Hitler came into power in 1933. There it is again, people. 6 million Jews in Central Europe, slowly dying of starvation. 6 million. This is in 1938. Hiya, got another newspaper here. This, of course, is the New York Times. This is dated Sunday, October the 6th, 1940. There's an article on page 10 that I want to show you. There you go. New York Times, October the 6th, 1940. Page 10. And the article is called New World Order Pledge to Jews. Give a look at the article. Arthur Greenwood, member without portfolio in the British War Cabinet, assured the Jews of the United States that when victory was achieved, an effort would be made to found a new world order based on the ideals of justice and peace. Arthur Greenwood, who was a deputy leader of the British Labour Party. Give a look at the rest of the article. New World Order Forecast. When we have achieved victory, as we assuredly shall, the nations will have the opportunity of establishing a new world order. There you go. New World Order Pledge to Jews. New York Times, October the 6th, 1940.